Hey there, tattoo artists, tattoo enthusiasts, and just downright weird people that like my channel. Welcome back to PQ's Tattoo. Today we're going to be delving into the world of tattoo design. Now, tattoos are not just ink on the skin, they're an art form, a personal story, an expression of individuality. Okay, maybe not that one, but you get the idea. Whether you're a seasoned tattoo artist or just somebody who wants to design their own tattoo, you're in the right place. Designing the tattoo, that's where it all begins. You have to feel the paper, you have to hear what the paper is telling you, you have to be one with the paper. Or get yourself an iPad that constantly breaks down and deletes stuff on you every time you move your hand. And so, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using one of these rage-inducing devices, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I design a tattoo. I'm going to show you everything from brainstorming my ideas all the way up to the finished design. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, because the YouTube algorithm sucks, and that just helps my video get a bit further and helps me continue to make these videos. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first I'll show you what I'm using at the moment. This is an app called Procreate. It's on the iPad. This app is great for anything drawing or painting or anything of that nature. So to start off, as you can see, I just want to get a basic idea of the area that I'm doing. This is the top of someone's arm. And the idea I've got right now is I want to kind of go with a bit of a heaven, hell kind of thing. Or, you know, saints and sinners kind of thing. And this is just the point where I'll start to, you know, sketch things out, give myself an idea of where these things should go. So my idea right now is that I just want to do something that's kind of bordered by lettering across the top. Maybe have somebody there, so I can do some nice kind of lettering, you know, do some nice kind of lettering at the top here. And then, you know, we'll do some kind of dark gothic kind of lettering down the bottom. And then have our sinner right there, you know, turned away. And then finally, I think we'll do our sinner at the bottom, face the opposite way. So the two, I think I might do the two of them facing opposites. And do some really dark and gothic lettering at the top. Okay, now obviously what I want to do with this is I don't just want to stop here on the sides of the arm, because if I do that then it's not going to wrap. Okay, my idea for this is I want it to wrap around, so really I want it to come to here. That way when I put it on the skin it will wrap around really nice. Now, all I'm doing is I'm just going in and refining my idea a bit more. Obviously, it's just a rough sketch at this point. And this idea isn't exactly solid. not happy with the placement of that, so I might just move this on its own. A bit further down that way. Just to give that a bit more room. Alright, so. Alright, so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, it fills up enough space. It comes all the way to the end of the arm. Covers all of the top half of the arm as well. So now at this point what I do is I go onto the internet and I take a look and I see if there's anything that really catches my eye for the vision that I've got in my head. And then, yeah, I guess I'll catch you in a minute. Alright, so now we're back. And as you can see, I've found two images that really caught my eye. Something that was just high contrast, nice and dark, but then also something that I could really work with the lights and the whites and stuff like that, you know. Start putting them into place. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think that's a good place for everything, especially with the lettering that's going over the top and everything like that. I think it'll work really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and tidy up some of these edges. Now I'm just using a soft brush. All I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this hard edge to a bit more of a soft one. Okay. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm gonna go in with another layer. I'm just gonna mark out in a different colour where I want everything. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with something a bit more elegant for this bit. Okay, yeah, so what I think I'll do as well is I'll border these letters just so they have a nice contrast against all this black here. Now if you're watching this and you haven't seen my video on lettering, it might help to understand how I go about doing my lettering and placement as well. Now I was debating whether to go over the skull or behind the skull on this one. I think I might go behind, because I think when people see it coming out the other side, I think you're still going to be able to tell what it is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another layer, and I'm just going to take this one down a little bit, just enough so that when I take away this side it looks like this. And now I'm just going to switch to a black, and I'm going to go in, instead of being with the 6B pencil, I'm going to switch it over to the inking and the technical pencil. Just coming a bit closer to how I want the letter to look. As you can see, I've finished the shape bit. Now onto the center. Now obviously, because this bit's dark right here, what I want to do is I want to take the opacity of that one down a bit, just so I can see for now. Now I've got to the darker bits of the skull. I'm just going to take the opacity down on that too, just so I can see where the lettering ends. I'm just going to cut a nice edge across there. Right, as you can see, I've gone for something a bit heavier with the center. So at the moment, everything looks kind of like this. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to get rid of that layer and also my guidelines, and all I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go around these letters. I'm just going to create a new layer, and I'm just going to go around these letters, giving myself some room. Obviously, I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm not trying to put too much detail in or go all out for the purpose of a tutorial. I'm just doing it just to kind of give a bit of an idea of how I do things. And I'm just going to do this for both. This one obviously having a bit more detail than the other one. So what I'll do is I'll just skip ahead in time, just so you can see what it is that I do after this, just to bring the piece together. Alright. As you can see, I've just put it around this, all around the letters, everywhere where I can find the gap. I'm going to go to this layer. I'm going to take the eraser, and again what I'll do is I'll skip forward just to show you how it looks at the end. Alright, so now that you can see all of this, I can turn the opacity back up on these, and it gives us this. So I've done this because sometimes I find that the lettering can help with the storytelling of the piece, and because of this I don't just want it to fall into the background and just be something that can be overlooked. So usually when I do this, I do get rid of the background around the lettering just to make it stand out. All this does is just help it be as dominant as the actual design itself. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. I'm just going to bring some shade into it. I'm going to take the airbrush. I'm just going to put some shading in here. Obviously, if I was doing an actual design, it'd take a lot more time with this and put a lot more effort into it. Okay, now, something I want to point out as well is that when I do a sleeve, I'm just going to get rid of all of this really quick. Now, what I usually do when I'm doing a sleeve is I usually break the arm up into sections, okay? So, because I've done my design here with some lettering around the top, some lettering here, and a design here, usually I would break the arm up like this, okay? So because it's already got something in the design that follows this shape, I want something now that will follow this shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a medium brush. I'm going to go to the skull, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow that shape right the way across. Giving it some thick and thin as well, kind of like the lettering. Of course, this is going to carry on the other side of the letters. And what I can do as well is I can actually break that up so it's not one solid piece. Maybe I can do something a bit more like this. Maybe add another one down here. Again, just to break it up and break up a lot of this black that we've got sitting here. What we could even do is, just like we've done up here, we could even bring this one straight the way across the skull. Again, breaking up that shape a little bit more. I'm just going to make that skull black and grey. And even after I've done all that, what I might actually do, I think this is a bit dark for my liking, because obviously there's too much contrast right there between the two. So what I might do is just shoot into the curves real quick and just bring the white up a little bit on that, just so we've got this kind of thing going on. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this journey into tattoo design. Keep designing, keep inking, and keep sharing your story with the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of my content, and until the next time, bye guys.